I woke up at exactly 3 a.m. No noise, no dream, no reason, just suddenly awake. At first, I didn't move. I just stared at the ceiling, trying to figure out what pulled me out of sleep. Everything felt normal, too normal, the kind of silence that doesn't feel right. And then I noticed it. Someone was standing in my room, at the foot of my bed, completely still, watching me. I didn't react right away. My brain tried to explain it. Maybe it was a shadow. Maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me. That happens when you wake up suddenly, right? But the longer I stared at it, the more I realized something was wrong. Shadows don't stand upright, and they don't stay in the same place when you move your eyes. Before I tell you what happened next, make sure you subscribe because this wasn't a one-time thing. It happened again and again, and each time it got closer. The first night, I convinced myself it wasn't real. I stayed completely still, barely breathing, hoping it would disappear if I ignored it. Minutes passed, or maybe seconds, I couldn't tell. Eventually, I forced myself to reach for my phone and turn on the flashlight. The moment the light hit the room, it was gone. Nothing there, just my empty room exactly how it should be. I even got out of bed and checked everything. The door was locked, the windows were closed, there was nowhere anyone could have come from. I told myself I imagined it, that I was still half asleep, but deep down, something didn't feel right. The next night, it happened again. Same time, 3 a.m. This time, I woke up already tense, like my body knew what was coming. And there it was, standing in the same spot at the foot of my bed. But this time, it looked clearer. Not just a shape anymore. It had form, shoulders, a head, still completely black, like it absorbed all the light around it. I didn't move. I didn't even blink. And then it shifted just slightly, a small movement forward. That's when the fear hit me for real. This wasn't my imagination. It was reacting. After that, sleep became impossible. Every night I would wake up at 3 a.m. every single night, and every night it was there, getting closer, slowly, from the foot of my bed to the side of the room, then closer to the edge of the bed. It never rushed. It didn't need to. It knew I wasn't going anywhere. One night, I tried something different. I pretended to be asleep. I slowed my breathing, kept my eyes barely open, watching it without letting it know. At least, that's what I thought. Because after a few minutes, it moved again, but not toward me. It leaned slightly, like it was trying to see my face, like it knew I was awake. That's when I realized it wasn't just there, it was aware. By the fourth night, I stopped pretending. I stayed awake, sitting up in my bed, waiting, watching the clock. 2:47, 2:55, 2:59. My heart was already racing before it even happened, and then, the second it turned 3 a.m., it appeared, instantly, closer than ever, right beside my bed. I froze. I couldn't move, couldn't even look away. It was tall, too tall, its shape slightly distorted, like it didn't fully belong in the room, and then it started moving, slowly, deliberately. It took one step closer, then another, until it was standing right next to me, close enough that I could feel something, a cold presence, like the air itself was wrong. I wanted to look at its face. I didn't. Every instinct told me not to, but at the same time, I couldn't stop myself. Slowly, I lifted my eyes, and that's when everything changed, because it wasn't a stranger, it wasn't some unknown figure. It looked like me. Not exactly, but close enough that there was no doubt. Same height, same shape, same face, just wrong. Empty, expressionless, like something wearing my appearance without understanding it. I couldn't breathe. My entire body locked in place. And then, it did something I'll never forget. It leaned closer, right next to my face, and in a voice that sounded almost like mine, it whispered, "You weren't supposed to wake up." I don't remember what happened immediately after that. It's like my brain just shut down. The next thing I remember, it was morning, sunlight coming through the window, the room completely normal, no sign that anything had happened, but I knew it did. I could still feel it, that presence, that voice. I left that place the same day. I didn't pack everything. I didn't care. I just needed to get out. I moved somewhere else, far from that apartment, and for a few nights, everything was fine. I started to relax, started to think maybe it was over, maybe whatever it was stayed there. But then, a few nights later, I woke up again. No reason, no sound, just suddenly awake, and before I even looked at the clock, I already knew. Slowly, I turned my head toward the corner of the room, and there it was. Not at the foot of the bed this time, not across the room, right beside me, standing closer than it had ever before, watching, waiting. And the worst part is, it smiled. So, if you ever wake up at 3 a.m. for no reason, don't look around the room. Just go back to sleep, because if you see it, it might realize you can see it too. And if you made it this far, tell me in the comments, what would you do if you woke up and saw someone standing in your room? And don't forget to subscribe, because some things don't wait for you to fall asleep.